we have a big dream. So holding on that dream, we create a plan for our future. There are some people who are finally successful in achieving that point of life goal. But there are also some people who are not able to accomplish what they wish for. However, even so, some other people don't even have a dream. They don't know what they want in their lives, and they just live the present, go with the flow, without knowing their destination or where they want to go. Actually, the key is only one. We just need to know ourselves, understand who we are, and we are able to make a plan for the future. So that's why this video will be about how you know yourself and know your future. I'm Regina, a last year student of International Business Management in Petra University. Will explain to you about how you do it along the video. Basically, in this video, I'm going to use myself as an example of how I know myself and how I apply it at my work. So to understand myself better, I have done 5 types of self-assessment tests: Learning Style Test, General Enterprising Tendency or GET Test, Belbin's Model of Team Roles Test, Leadership Assessment Test, and Big 5 Personality Test. In this video, I refer to the result of those tests to reflect myself. And along the video, I incorporated the result of those videos inside a model which was developed by a Singaporean academician, Professor Casey Chan, called 6A, which I will use along this video.
So, the first A is awareness. Basically, in this part, what I need to do is that I need to be aware of who I am, my characteristics, and my competency. That's why the question that we need to ask in this part is, what is my core competency? Actually, I am a thoughtful person. This is reflected on the result of my learning style test that shows that reflector is my highest score. So I like to think before taking an action. This is what makes me able to spot details without actually missing something important that I need to prepare before making a decision or before taking an action. So I'm not those type of people who like generalizing things and take things simple without deep analysis. So before finally I come up with decisions, I will do research, evaluate what I found, analyze it, then I will make up my mind about what decisions I should take. Even if at the end I will fail, I will take it as a lesson. So learning from mistakes and past experience is part of what I use to analyze things. That's the relationship between me and myself. What about the relationship between me and other people? As a reflector, when I work with someone else or to get to know other people around me, I have a tendency to listen to other people and observe what they do. That's part of my characteristics who like to observe and analyze things before taking decisions. What I do to other people is also like that. Then, after we are aware about ourselves in the second A, alignment, the question is, how is my core competency aligned with my working performance? So, referring to the previous section, I'm aware that I'm a reflector. This actually affects my working style and my professionalism. My entrepreneurial aptitude is affected by my learning style. As I previously said, I always dedicate myself to prepare things carefully before taking an action. This makes me very persistent, determined, and dedicated in doing my jobs. I tend to look forward and I am very result-oriented. I always have certain goals that I want to achieve in doing my work, which is shown by how I score high in need for achievement. Then because I'm a reflector, I have a belief that your fit or the result of your work is the result of your effort. That's why I score the highest in drive and determination. This is also related with the role on my team. Because of these two reasons, I have the highest score in Specialist in Belbin's Team Roles model. Then, as a reflector who likes to listen to other people and observe what they do, like I said earlier, I have a high score in teamwork as well. So I tend to be cooperative, diplomatic, and good at teamwork building. So, moving on to the next A, action. With that working style, how do I apply what I have learned? During my study in IBM Petra, I have learned a lot of things from Professor Casey Chen, a Singaporean academician who happens to be our lecturer. He teaches international business management, international marketing management, global strategic management, and multinational enterprise and government subjects. I have learned how to make models and how to think holistically from him. For example, like concept diagram, SIO matrix, and system diagram. In this part, I will integrate these three models into one, and using these models, I will explain about how I apply this model when I do my jobs or when I'm at work. So, in IBM Petra, we have a lot of assignments and projects to shape our knowledge and skills. Basically, of course, the purpose that we want to achieve is to get the best results possible in every project, and to improve our knowledge and skills. To achieve that, this is the framework that my friends and I have done during all of these semesters in IBM. Because mostly the projects that are given by the lecturers are done within a team, or in other words, those projects are not individual assignments, the strategy that I use when I become a team leader is delegating strategy. So my friends and I as a team will have a meeting in determining what kind of things that will be discussed, make the framework of how we are going to present our work, and then we decide the jobs of who do what. In the implementation, of course, there will be specialization in certain part. Each person will specialize in only certain part that he or she is good at. Then in the operation to control our work, the measurement that I use is how we manage our time well and finish our work on time. How we are professional in getting the jobs done, and how we are able to conduct a deep analysis and research. After that, in the project management, of course, there are three limitations that will become our obstacles that needs to be anticipated. First, the cost will be the time limitation. We need to finish the projects in short period of time. That's why we need to rush things up. The scope of the project will be the topic or specific areas that are going to be discussed in the project. The rough analysis will be needed to create high-quality result. And the schedule that we need to keep in mind will be the internal deadlines that I set as the team leader to control the result of the team. So continuing from that, the process in finishing the project will be as reflected in the system diagram. The input will be each person's knowledge and skills and also the result of the research. Using those as the inputs, we do deep analysis on the projects during the process. As the output, the solution of the key problems in the project, and the physical result of the project itself will be the output. The key people who will make the jobs done will be me as the team leader and the team members. Professionalism and teamwork from both sides will be the key success factors. Important and useful tools will also support in doing the projects, like Gantt chart of our preparation and internal deadlines, and Google Drive as a tool for sharing files between one person and another. So, each person's work will be evaluated by all people. In conclusion, overall, the strategy to be successful and to achieve the purpose will be that we need to have holistic thinking and action learning so that we are able to have accelerated learning. So, basically, that's an example of what I have done during my study in IBM. But as I am in the last year of my study in the university, in the next A, which is adoption, the question is, what will be my future goals? This is the most important question to ask, since what makes people lost in their lives is because they don't know where to go. And what makes people not being able to live their lives to the fullest is because they never make a proper planning on their goals. As for me, This is the goals that I want to achieve for the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. In 2016, which is 1 year from now, I will finish my internship in HR consulting company, and I will graduate as a Bachelor of Economy. Then, in 2018, I will have 2 years of working experience, and I want to take master degree in organizational psychology to complement my knowledge and working experience in human resource management. Next, in 2020, which is 5 years from now, as I assume that I have completed my master degree in organizational psychology, I want to work in a big company in that field. I also want to open a new business as an entrepreneur as another source of income for my life. Meanwhile, for my personal goal, I want to get married. In 2025, I want to be able to work in the top management of a big company. And I hope that my business will grow, becoming more successful. Then my personal goal will be to prepare my children's future. Even if I have already had the goals, it doesn't necessarily mean that this reflects who I am and my competency. That's why in the next A, Assurance, I will discuss about how I answer the question, are my goals aligned with my core competency? Based on the result in the Big 5 personality test that I have done, I get the highest score in agreeableness, which means that I like people, I respect their voices, and I adjust myself to them. This is aligned with my dream to work in HR field where I will need to listen to what the employees want and manage the people inside the company. Similar to that, building relationship is my leadership style. This makes me able to create a good relationship between myself and other people. In the test, it is also shown that I am good at motivating and inspiring. This style will be very useful in how I do people management later when I work in HR field, and this is also going to be useful when I become the top manager in a big company, as what I wish for. Now, I have known myself and I have known my future, but it doesn't stop until that point. I need to anticipate my own weaknesses that will hinder my performance. So in the last A, which is anticipation, the question is how to anticipate my weaknesses. I'm aware that I am a reflector who likes to think, do enough analysis, and evaluate everything before taking an action. Of course, there will always be drawbacks from having characteristics like that. As I always think carefully before making a decision, I tend to be slow in making up my mind. Sometimes I also think too much on technicalities, which makes me confused of which ones are important and which ones are not. Then because of that, I cannot work on a lot of things. I can only contribute to narrow or certain focus or field, and I will do the rough analysis on that field. Therefore, to anticipate these things, I will need to work in a team. I need someone to guide me and give me suggestions to control which ones need to be analyzed deeply and which ones are not. So, that's the example of how you know yourself and know your future. The models that I have used in this video is applicable not only for individual assessment but also for organizational assessment. So what I did in the video can be applicable if you want to know your organization and know its future. Once you know yourself and your organization, you will be able to make a plan for the future and achieve your goals. So I hope that this video is useful for you. I'm Regina and thank you for watching.